Welcome back to CryptosRus. I'm George. We're all George. This is a really good thing. This could be considered a reversal sign. Yesterday, Bitcoin didn't do all that well, right? But look at this. Look at this. The ETFs took in $524 million, half a billion yesterday. That's a big reversal sign. The day before, on Monday, we barely had anything, 1.2 million, but it was basically zero. And all of a sudden, yesterday, on Tuesday, we get a huge $524 million flow. What does that mean? Well, that means a lot on Wall Street, funds or people, traders, think that it's a good time to load up. A reversal is coming. Otherwise, why would they do that? It's a pretty big inflow day. And yesterday, again, wasn't all that great. Bitcoin didn't really move all that much. But I think that's pretty positive. That's pretty positive. Now, Ethereum did not have such a good day. Ethereum had 107 million outflow, despite Tom Lee and Bitminer still buying hundreds of millions, right? Wall Street doesn't seem to be convinced. And Solana took in a small 8 million. Still positive. 332 million overall for Bitwise and about 19 for Grayscale. But yeah, that Bitcoin inflow, that's pretty telling. There are people on Wall Street that still do like to buy low and buy when others are fearful. Okay, maybe not everyone's like that, because I've said Wall Street is very reactive. People follow the herd. Sometimes they hear a piece of story and then all of a sudden, like 30 minutes later, everyone starts selling. That happens all the time. But I'm sure there are very smart, intelligent traders and also funds that do the reverse, that also load up when others are panicking. So I think yesterday was a good indication of that, because yesterday wasn't a good day for risk on assets either. Tech and AI were selling off big yesterday, and that still happened. So very good. What else? MicroStrategy didn't even, Saylor didn't even say this, but TD Cohen says Strategy is gearing up to buy 6,720 more Bitcoin after its 719 million raise for this new company called Stream, which is basically preferred stock. But yeah, that's like the fifth one now, right? Saylor is going to keep on doing this. He's going to keep on raising and buy more Bitcoin with it. Let's hope this, I think everyone in the industry, including the Bitcoiners, hopes that this is a good strategy and this is not over leveraging strategy in any way, because people still don't quite understand this. Okay. But let's hope this is good. And I think Saylor is very smart. And I saw in the Peterson interview that he did that he came up with this idea by brainstorming with ChatGPT. Like, he's like, I could talk to a million lawyers, a million, people and blah, blah. No one had any clue or had any good ideas, but I just took a few weekends and chat with ChatGPT and figured out something that no one else is doing. Kind of interesting. You can get a lot of ideas from ChatGPT as long as you frame it right and you work with it. All right. Besides strategy, Matador Technology raises $100 million to buy more Bitcoin. They plan on buying 1,000 by 2026 and 6,000 by 2027. So again, the people that believe, they're not going anywhere. They will continue to load up no matter what. Okay? So again, there are a lot of people that are becoming very, very extremely fearful about the market. And, I get it. I get it. Sometimes it just, the market moves in mysterious ways and you don't see a whole lot of positive momentum. But this is part of the growing fundamentals that I talk about, right? As long as you got people and companies and institutions that believe and continue to load up, this is not going to go anywhere. A base is being formed, and that's how you reverse up from it. Michigan State Pension Fund revealed they hold $11 million worth of Bitcoin. That's awesome. And we got states, and then we got retirement funds. We got a whole bunch of funds that now hold Bitcoin. Never happened before. Never happened in Bitcoin's history. This is the only cycle that really kind of jump-started things, like this concept of a Bitcoin treasury and how it could be good, not just for individuals, but for like entities and funds and stuff like that. All right, now let's get to some reversal signs. Here's one. And this is talking about how we're reversing back to 124,000. But what is this? Stablecoin supply. I'm going to remove my camera for a little bit. You could see here the ratio between Bitcoin and stablecoins. Whenever it gets to a certain level, that's when Bitcoin reverses. And I'm assuming this is measuring the stablecoin supply as it's growing versus Bitcoin's price. And you can see the last few times that we have hit this mark, this 13.1 ratio, you can see what happened to Bitcoin. And during those times, Bitcoin again fell or went sideways. And again, during those times, people got really fearful and said that things are over and we're going down, and that's when things reverse. It happened even earlier this year. When we went down to 70-something thousand, people called our previous 107 top the top of the cycle. A lot of people thought that it was over because we have fallen so much. It was like a 30% drop. It was the very first one of this cycle, basically. But no, we reversed and kept going. And this is showing we're like at that moment, that ratio, we just hit it. So that looks pretty good. What else? There's a lot. Here's a Bitcoin net unrealized profit. I got to remove the camera again. Again, this is just showing that there's a lot of sell pressure. And whenever you get to that point, okay, when there's a lot of fear, a lot of sell, a lot of people selling at losses, that's when we reverse. Every single time. And again, during those times, it's like everyone thinks that the world is ending, basically, right? Here's another one. This is actually measuring, from a chart perspective, a death cross, which for a lot of traders, they say death cross is horrible, right? That means the momentum is gone and bad things are going to happen. But in a lot of cases, that's not the case. Death crosses sometimes means it's a reversal because things have been oversold for so long. And again, this is measuring, it's showing the same thing as the other charts. The last 3 times we had a death cross, guess what happened? Bitcoin started going upwards because it's been consolidating or selling off for way too long. It happened right around this time in 2023. It happened this time right in 2024. It happened earlier this year, again, when we fell down to $70,000. And now it's showing that we're going to have that death cross this month. So these are all bottom signals that's signaling a reversal is round the corner. There's so many of them. There's so many of them. So, and plus, you combine all this with the fundamentals that I cover every day and macro conditions that will be improving. It's a recipe for success.